Okay, so this episode's episode 3, and it's called Risk versus Reward. Basically, it's just going to be a short, and I'm just going to tell you about, I guess, the third most important thing is that um, every new investment is a risk. You mitigate the risk by um, doing research. You should be looking at the item, well, depending on how much it's worth, as much as advance as you can. So if let's say my price range was 500k, then I wouldn't have to worry about items that were 30 million. But if I started approaching 30 million, I would start trying to look into items like Flower of Truth, Livid Dagger, Shadow Fury, Dungeon Gear, stuff like that. Even pets, anything that I think might be a good investment. And so I would try to look at it during different times of day and see what the high of the item is and what the low is. And then I would try to um, just compare it to all the items that are selling. So let's look at Flower of Truth. Let's say I had no idea what was going on with the Flower of Truth. I had no idea what it was. Um, all right, so the base price is 8.8 mil. Um, okay, is so Fabled Flower of Truth with Hot Potato. I guess it costs $1 million to put on Fabled. Hot Potato is 400k ish. No, 250k, and 1 star doesn't really add much. Enchants 200k. I guess that makes sense. Probably no profit. Um, and then I would just like try to use as much logic as possible to try to see, okay, but what is the average price and what is cheap? So I saw a 4 star. Oh, that's kind of the first time I saw a 4 star, and it seems a little cheaper than the others, but it doesn't have hot potato and it doesn't have a good enchant, so um, looks like the next 4 stars $1 million. So maybe I could make 400k, but how long would that actually take to sell? I'm not sure. Plus, it costs 150k just to post it, and 150k, so it's not much of a profit. Um, and then I would just kind of like try to use my best judgment, and then when I actually do find something good, um, or that I think is good, but I have no idea. I mean, you did as much research as possible, and then it's just okay. What's the risk? I mean, one, you don't want to tie up all your money. So if you only had 30 million, I wouldn't recommend buying something that's a 30 million item unless you're no, not even if you're pretty sure that it was a good buy. Like I would maybe try to buy a 10 million item because even if you make a mistake, which you will make mistakes, you're not going to risk everything that you've gotten to get to that point. That's basically the idea of risk versus reward. Um, because you'll if you want to keep making more money, then you have to learn new investments to one get familiar with the new investments, but keep up with updates as well because there's always a lot of updates. So you always have to take the risk. Always like, and risks are just so you just want to see how much money do I think I can make from this? How much am I risking? Do all the research you can and then make the purchase. You purchase it, and hopefully, at the very, it would be good just to hopefully break even the first time you buy something. You'll realize, oh, I didn't realize that at this time of day or this time of the week, it's a better buy or a worse buy. Uh, and then if you make a slight profit on your first buy, that's great. And you're learning a lot just from taking the risk. And then you do it a few more times until you're familiar with the item, and then you can see, oh, this is a great price, this is a good bad price. These are all the variables that make this item good or bad at this price, and then that's how you learn new items. So try to do as much research as you can, and you'll eventually make profit. So, risk versus reward, episode 3. David Gaming on YouTube, and Dave Plays Guitar on Twitch.